It's time now for a look at what's been making headlines here in a week in France. The French technology company Capgemini has been assisting ICE immigration agents with expelling illegal immigrants from the United States. We bring you this investigation by our colleagues at France 2.
Images like this have now become a familiar sight in the US. Heavily armed ICE agents arresting illegal immigrants with the aim of expelling them from the country. Behind the scenes, they're being helped in their work by a French business, Capgemini, a star of the French CAC 40 stock market index. Founded nearly 60 years ago, Capgemini is a leading IT services and consulting company. In these videos, the company claims its aim is to unleash human energy using technology. Capgemini employs around 350,000 people around the world. It has an American office near Washington, D.C., where it works with several U.S. government departments, including the Department of Health and Human Services, the Department of Veteran Affairs, and, for the past 15 years, the Department of Homeland Security. These contracts are available on public databases. For ICE, Capgemini manages a telephone line for people who've been victims of a crime perpetrated by an immigrant, an initiative started by Donald Trump. In November, the French company responded to another call for tenders from contractors. This time, it was asked to create a system that helps localize and identify illegal immigrants, a practice called skip tracing, which is an important priority for ICE. Capgemini has a huge share of this market, a contract that's worth $365 million. The more successful the company is at finding illegal immigrants, the higher the bonus they will receive. Just last week, Capgemini had an article regarding its ICE contract on its website.
Capgemini is working closely with enforcement and removal operations at ICE to help it minimise the time required and the cost required to remove all removable illegal aliens from the US.
But the piece has since been removed. Does this mean Capgemini no longer wants its work with ICE recognised? The company's CEO has refused to respond to requests for comment, instead publishing a statement on the matter, claiming that the US subsidiary of the company is a separate entity from the rest of the group.
Capgemini Government Solutions has a board that is controlled by cleared independent US directors, decision-making is separate, networks are firewalled, and the Capgemini Group cannot access any classified information, classified contracts, or anything related to the technical operations of CGS as required by US regulation.
The group's CEO says he was unaware of the ICE contracts signed by the subsidiary, and that now he will review the issue.
The sale of a French military supplier to an American company has ignited controversy in France and drawn criticism from across the political spectrum as the relationship between the U.S. and the EU bloc continues to come under increased scrutiny. Daniel Quinlan has more.
A small factory in the heart of rural France. Behind its facade lies highly strategic production. Cooling systems like these are used to equip fighter jets and even nuclear submarines. The company LMB Aerospace will soon be under American ownership. Thursday afternoon, the employees we met chose not to comment. A €367 million sale approved by the government is coming under fire at a time when France wants to rearm and tensions with the United States are running high. This is what the National Rally is denouncing.
Once you let the fox into the hen house, there's a risk. It's not just closing a company and moving it, it's spying from the inside. It's plundering it from the inside.
The government promises that the business will not be relocated and that jobs will be preserved. But this centre-right MP fears long-term sovereignty issues.
When you have a tank, all the parts that make it up are important. We cannot depend on foreign countries for the right to use it or for the right and ability to recover spare parts.
For his part, the Minister of Economy offers assurances that the deal is not jeopardising military sovereignty. He says France will take a preferential stake in the company, which he believes is a means of controlling the strategic decisions. When contacted, the Director General of Armament, which did not oppose this sale, specified that the company is liable not only to heavy administrative and financial penalties, but also criminal penalties. LMB Aerospace currently generates 30% of its turnover in the United States.
A report by INSEE, the French National Institute of Statistics and Economic Studies, about the country's GDP per capita is making headlines. According to data in 2024, the GDP per capita, which represents the average economic output per person, was lower than average for EU countries. The decline has occurred despite increased public spending and rising public debt. To discuss what this means for France and the French people, we can welcome to the program Antoine Fouché, president of Quinte Conseil. Antoine, thanks so much for speaking with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for your invitation.
Now, Antoine, as we've seen on this report, France now has a GDP of 99, placing it far behind Luxembourg and Ireland. It's also behind Germany and the Nordic countries, Malta. Why is this something that France should be concerned by?
Because you have you can consider that it's normal that in European Union we have, with the time, all countries have the same standard of living. It's a goal of European Union at the end of the day. But there is a specific French situation because countries like Germany, which which had the same standard of living than us for 20 or 40 years ago, now have been left us behind, and now they are more wealthy than us. And on the contrary, the countries like UK or Spain or Poland that were behind us for 20 or 40 years have now almost the same standard of living than France. And for example, Poland, they were 60% less wealthy than us in 2000, and now they are only 20% less wealthy than us, and they will have the same standard of living as us in less than 10 years. So there is a specific situation of French economy or French decline when we compare our situation with all other European countries.
So sounds there like the news was good for Poland, not so good for France. The data also showed, looking at France more specifically, France's different regions, that only two have a GDP per capita higher than the European Union average. So that's the Île-de-France region and the Provence-Alpes Côte d'Azur area. Some other regions were lower even than Spain, some of these other countries you just mentioned. So my question to you is, what can the government do to help the regions improve and help France improve overall and raise back its standard of living?
Yeah, that's the good question, if I may, because there are three main reasons why we are in such a decline, economic decline. First reason, we do not invest enough in education, and we are losing places in education. For example, we were at the 11th place in PISA rankings for 20 years, and now we are in 26th place. So we have lost places, meaning, put it simple, it means that we are now less educated and less skilled than European average. That's the first point. So what we have to do, we have to invest more in education. Second cause of our situation, we work less than European or other countries, not during the year, but during our lifetime, because we're retiring 2 or 3 years early. So it means we have to do the opposite of what we have done for this last year, meaning we have to work more during our lifetime and not less. That's the second the things we have to do. And the third thing is to invest into modern economy, into new technology, into new industry, because for a long time, the French economy was more ahead compared to European economy, meaning more industry, more technology, and so on. And now it's not the case anymore. And that's why we have less productivity than in other European countries. And if you are less educated, less skilled, if you work less and you do not compensate all that with higher productivity, at the end of the day, you are less rich than other European countries. And that's exactly what is happening for us.
Antoine, I want to go back to the comment you made about the retirement age. You were saying, French people over their lifetime work less. And we've just seen the government go back on its reform for that. So is that something with the new government you think they should revisit, and France should again look to push the retirement age further?
Yeah, I know it's completely politically risked to say that, but that's even it's difficult to do and maybe impossible to do in the months to come. That's what we have to do, because again, we can't be less educated, less skilled, work less, and do not compensate with productivity, or we can do that, but we have to accept to be less rich than other European countries, and we do not accept that. So yeah, I think that the retirement age will be one of the main topic of the next presidential and national elections, because yes, even if we do not accept to work more during the lifetime, we have to do it anyway.
Yes, so I guess we'll be keeping an eye out for that. Antoine, thank you very much for joining us. We're out of time, but I do appreciate you speaking with us today. That's Antoine Fouché, president of Quinte Conseil. And stay with us here on France 24, because we'll be back with more news after a quick break.